7 forbidden ritual rules at midnight in an abandoned church. Part 1. The church that shouldn't exist. It was supposed to be a dare, a stupid, harmless midnight challenge. Ethan, Mia, Lucas, and Amber had heard about the abandoned St. Hilara's church for years. Rumors spread like wildfire in town about people who went inside and were never seen again, about strange chanting heard at midnight, and about a set of ancient ritual rules scribbled on the altar. On Halloween night, fueled by cheap whiskey and teenage arrogance, they drove deep into the woods, following a dirt road no one remembered existing. The church stood alone, bathed in pale moonlight. Its crooked steeple pierced the night sky, and the stained glass windows were long shattered. Faint candlelight flickered inside, though no one had been here for decades. They stepped in. The air was thick, like something old and angry was watching. On the cracked altar lay a yellowed, brittle scroll. Lucas unrolled it. 7 ritual rules, he read aloud, grinning. 1. You must begin the ritual exactly at midnight. 2. Light 7 candles before reciting the incantation. 3. Never look into the mirror inside the confessional. 4. When the bell tolls, do not speak. 5. If a shadow asks to join, refuse it. 6. Finish all steps before 1 a.m. 7. Under no circumstances, leave the church before completing the ritual. Bullshit, Mia scoffed, but her voice trembled. Ethan's gut twisted. Something about the church felt wrong. Come on, Lucas laughed, lighting the first candle. Let's give the old priest something to watch. The clock struck midnight. The air turned cold, and the first candle flickered out, though no one was near it. Part 2. The first broken rule. Lucas relit the candle, laughing it off, but Mia clutched Ethan's arm. It's too cold in here. It's not right. They set up the 7 candles in a circle around the altar. Each flame sputtered in the heavy, unnatural air. The scroll's ink seemed to move as if alive. All right, Lucas grinned. Next step, the incantation. He read the Latin words aloud, the syllables thick and sharp in the air. The shadows on the wall twitched, and a low, guttural whisper rippled through the church. Amber let out a sharp gasp. The mirror inside the old confessional booth flashed with movement. Rule 3, Ethan hissed, his voice shaking. Don't look in the mirror. But Lucas, smug and defiant, walked toward it. I bet it's just cracked glass, he smirked. Before anyone could stop him, he peeked inside. A twisted reflection stared back. Lucas's own face, grinning wider than humanly possible, eyes black and bottomless. He staggered back, face pale. It smiled at me first! The church bell tolled once, a deafening, unnatural clang that shook the walls. Rule 4, do not speak. But Amber panicked. We need to go! Now! She screamed. And that's when the shadows moved. A pitch-black figure detached itself from the wall, featureless except for two glowing white eyes. "Can I join you?" it asked in a voice like rotting wood. Everyone froze. Rule 5. If a shadow asks to join, refuse it. Ethan forced his shaking lips to move. "No!" And the thing smiled. Part 3. The Price of Fear. The shadow figure melted back into the darkness, but a new, unbearable tension thickened the air. The candles flickered violently, the flames turning a sickly green. "We should leave," Mia whispered. "We can't," Ethan said, pointing at the scroll. New words had appeared, scrawled in fresh, crimson ink. Rule 6. The ritual must be completed. No one leaves. Lucas, trembling now, tried to joke it off. "Maybe it's just blood ink, old monk's pranks." But then Amber's phone lit up. A text from an unknown number. "Stop him." Before anyone could react, Lucas lunged for the altar, attempting to blow out the nearest candle. "I'm ending this crap." The moment the flame died, the church walls groaned. A long, inhuman hand burst from the stone wall beside him, grabbing Lucas by the throat. He was yanked screaming into the darkness, the stone sealing behind him as if nothing happened. The remaining candles flared higher. "Don't break another rule," Ethan begged. "Only one left." They looked down at the scroll. Rule 7. At midnight, one must willingly offer their blood, or all shall be taken. Amber sobbed. "It's 11:58. The bell tolled once. 2 minutes to midnight. A cold voice echoed through the church. "Who will bleed for the rest?" Part 4. The Blood Oath. The bell tolled again. 11:59. The church was now a suffocating prison of shadows. The flickering green candlelight barely illuminating the terrified faces of Ethan, Amber, and Leah. "We have to decide," Ethan choked out. "One of us, or all of us, die." Mia sobbed, clutching a rusted, ceremonial dagger that had somehow appeared beside the scroll. Its blade was still wet with something dark and sticky. I'll do it," Amber whispered. She stepped toward the altar, tears streaking her face. Maybe it won't be so bad. But then, another text pinged on Amber's phone. "Liar, not her." The group froze. The message was from the same unknown number. "It wants someone else," Ethan murmured. "But who?" A third toll of the bell. 12 o'clock. Midnight. The candles snuffed themselves out, plunging the church into complete darkness. A sickening, ancient voice slithered through the room. "Time is up. Blood will be claimed." Suddenly, Ethan's body arched unnaturally, levitating slightly above the floor, as invisible hands pinned him down. His veins bulged, skin pale as parchment. "No! Take me!" Amber screamed. But the voice ignored her. A deep, jagged cut opened across Ethan's palm on its own. Blood dripping onto the altar stone. The ancient altar glowed red as Ethan writhed. The shadows receded, the demonic pressure lifting. The scroll caught fire, burning to ash in seconds. The candles relit themselves, normal, warm light this time. Ethan collapsed, pale and shivering. The doors to the church creaked open slowly. "It's done," Mia whispered. "We're alive." But Amber's phone buzzed one final time. "One of you still owes us." The message was signed, "The Watchers." Part 5. The Final Debt. The three of them stumbled out into the cold night air. The church's doors slammed shut behind them with a deafening bang. "We made it," Ethan rasped, his skin clammy and pale, his hand still bleeding. "No, look," Amber whispered, holding up her phone. A final message glowed on the screen. "One of you didn't pay. A debt remains. You can run, but not hide." Mia's breath caught. What the hell does that mean? Suddenly, a movement in the tree line. A figure. Tall, thin, impossibly pale. With hollow eyes. It was watching them, its face expressionless. Another appeared on the opposite side, and another. "They're everywhere!" Ethan gasped. Shadowy, faceless figures began emerging from the woods, surrounding them in a loose, silent ring. Amber's phone buzzed again. A timer. 0:05:04:03. "Run!" Mia screamed. They bolted down the dirt road, the figures never moving to chase, only standing and watching. The group made it to the car, but the engine refused to start. "Come on! Come on!" Ethan shouted, slamming the key. At 0:01, a final message lit up all three of their phones simultaneously. Debt claimed. The figures vanished like mist. The car roared to life. They drove away in silence, hearts pounding. But as dawn broke, Ethan glanced in the rearview mirror and saw a pale, hollow-eyed figure sitting silently in the back seat. The final message appeared on Amber's phone. "It rides with you now." Cut to black. Would you dare step into that church at midnight? Comment your answer below. If you enjoyed this terrifying story, smash that like button. Subscribe for more Rule Horror. And turn on the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Remember, some rules are meant to be followed if you want to live.